Welcome again to iShare. iShare is a little program of video clips where we give people an opportunity to talk about how they share their faith. So in this edition of iShare, we have Andy and Tim Hopkins. Welcome Andy and welcome Tim.
Thanks, Brian.
Now you guys have been involved in a lot of things in a short period of time. Ever since you've left school, pretty much, you've been moving out and sharing your faith. Whereabouts did that all start?
Well, for us, it was a friend. It was nearing the end of high school in year 12, and we had a friend that was going to this 4-month Bible school, just really short, and it just goes to show the impact of what one person can do in your life, and the alteration it can make for the rest of your life. And yeah, God used her to pester us into and kept asking us about going to this Bible school, 4-month Bible school in Sydney. And at first we just brushed it off. We weren't interested. We weren't quite in that frame of mind. And yeah, she kept asking us every time she saw us. And we finally sat down and thought, maybe we should think this out. And in the end, we thought it couldn't be a bad decision. So we went there for 4 months, learning, stuff that we should know, and just loving it. Learning so many new things, and just getting into the Word and doing outreach and stuff like that with such awesome, like-minded people, other young people, energetic and enthusiastic, and yeah, that's where it all changed for us. So.
Okay, so Tim, who was running that?
Lyle Southwell and Mark Roberts, they were the main leaders of it.
And what was it called?
It is Written Evangelism College.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like on a daily basis, what sort of things would you do?
I would have classes all morning, and then in the afternoon as well, and then 2 days a week in the afternoon we'd do outreach.
Okay.
Bible studies.
Yeah, going through the fundamentals,
Prophecy, health, just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. So when you say 2 days a week, that was spent in the college actually studying, or was it out visiting people and sharing what you'd learned?
Out on the doors, finding contacts.
Yeah.
Door to door.
Yeah. So when you approached the door, what would you do?
Well, when we approached the door, we have a survey with us, and we just asked, a community survey, a neighbourhood survey, a few different ones you can choose from. But we weren't looking forward to it at all. I let my partner, I let her do all the talking for the first few months before I said anything. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, what happened next?
We pretty much just started to put it into practice a bit and doing Bible work back at home, and just trying to live what we'd learnt, I guess you could say. God it's a long way He's brought us from what we are today to what we were back then.
And do you remember you did a period of surveying around the Steps to Life studio here in Lilydale?
Yes, never forget that.
Yeah. And, one of the outcomes of that was that we started running a Sunday health seminar. And we've been running that for the last 4 years, I think.
4 years.
Maybe 6 or 7 a year.
Yeah.
And they've blessed so many people. So thank you very much for that.
Praise God.
So from there, one of you went across to the USA, is that right?
Yeah, a few years after, I guess, felt the call or impressed to, get some more training. And one of our teachers that was at It Is Written in Sydney was from Wildwood in the States. Wildwood is it's actually the longest self-supporting ministry in the church. They've got heaps of training going on, different courses you can take, and they've also got a lifestyle centre and a health food store and a herb shop and farm. Yeah, it's got a lot happening there.
About 70 students.
So Tim, while Andy was doing that, what were you doing?
I was back here in Australia, pretty much continuing on, trying to put things into practice, and I was learning about literature evangelism. Did a short little course on it. When I was at this church, 3 Americans that have been doing literature evangelism a lot of their lives, very experienced. They came across to Australia to try it out here, and they had books with them, and they're very experienced. They wanted anyone who was keen to join them. And so, yeah, they came to my church where I was at and took all Sabbath school church and then said, yeah, we're here for the next week. If anyone wants to come out with us, you know, you're more than welcome to. So I jumped at the opportunity and just had an amazing time.
The book distribution program you've been involved in has a specific name, and it works in a fairly unique way. What's it called, and how does it work?
The books that we use are called Maga books. So it's called the Maga Book Program.
So why are they called Maga books?
They're called Maga books because they're in magazine type format. Yeah, we have cookbooks, kids books, and spiritual books. Just about 10 different books altogether, and it's a very big program in the States. Hundreds of young people in the States do it every summer for 10 weeks straight, and the churches over there just long for these programs to be run at their churches because they generate contacts and just get the literature out in the community. So we see such a need for that here in Australia. So when we heard about it and got involved in it, we loved it, absolutely.
So how is it different just to normal selling books on the doorstep? Is it really selling books, or is it more about giving them away?
A bit of both, actually. Yeah, we generally just say that we leave the books on a donation basis with people, and if they really don't have the money and they really want the books, the reading books, yes, we give them to them, and God always makes up for what we leave. But yeah, it's the difference between the normal literature evangelism work is the average amount of time that we spend on a door would be roughly 5 minutes, probably not even that. And so it's very quick. If we can talk to people and people are open to talking, that's great. We do that, but we'd rather let the books do the talking themselves inside the home, and they can be the silent witnesses in the home.
Now, would you say that you people you have extrovert personalities or somewhat shy personalities?
Well, like I said before, that God's brought us a long way to what we are now. That's what I was trying to emphasize. Is that no, we weren't that way at all, and we definitely weren't people that loved getting to know new people, or just going out of our way to talk to someone that we didn't know before. And so, it just testifies of what God can do with changing a life.
So how are you sharing it? I know you organise road trips, and you recruit other young people to go with you. Is that a training activity, or do you train them first, or what happens then?
Right now we've been involved the last few summers in training young people through the programs. We've done 4 weeks and 5 weeks in Melbourne and Sydney. And we have an upcoming canvassing program for young people coming up at the end of this month. And so, we're just trying to, the program setting is set so much better instead of people doing it by themselves, because, you're there with like-minded people, you're there doing the same thing. And
as a team.
It's a team effort, and if someone has not such a good day with getting books out, overall it doesn't really matter because the team overall has had a great day. And just be able to train and share testimonies and just grow your faith and share experiences, it's such a powerful time. So,
have you ever had any time when you have felt like, I shouldn't be doing this, I've made the wrong decision?
Definitely. Oh yeah, it happens quite a lot because, as God's people, you got such a burden to share what God's done for you and God's love for other people, and you want to make the best use of your time. And you can be going along and there's just doors slammed and people angry, yelling at you, not interested, and you're just not getting anywhere. And after there's only so many of them you can take before doubts starting creep into your mind, and you're just thinking, is this really the best thing I can be doing with my time? Yeah, then God just reminds you, you just hang in there, and God just reminds you, He's definitely got you there for a purpose. And they far outweigh. You feel, after an experience like that, you're like, I could go to 100 more shutdowns, just to get another one like that.
So are there any times when you've been talking to people that have really been inspiring for you?
Just one that comes to mind is the most recent one, when we were just up in Roma in Queensland, and I was doing business to business, and I just walked into this door and this receptionist was there, and I showed her the cookbook, and then I show her the spiritual book, Peace Above the Storm,
Yep.
and it says on the front, freedom from worry, guilt, and fear. And as soon as she saw it, she changed, her face just changed. And I asked if she had a spiritual background at all, a religious background, and she pretty much just started trying to hold back the tears just within the first few seconds after saying that. I was like, oh, this really must mean something to her. And straight away she wanted it, and she really, she looked at the other books I had, but she really wanted that one. Just something about it just grabbed her eye. Hardly had to say anything about it. So she was just so thankful for me to come, and she was able to help me out with a donation as well. And I said, do you mind if I ask why you started, we're a bit emotional when I first showed you this book? And she said that she was just going through divorce right then and going through some tough times. So she said it was a perfect timing that you came along. So, just to be able to be used by God, to know that, that was perfect timing. It's not my timing, it's God's timing. And just the privilege to be able to share. I know that what that book has done for me, and I just know that it'll be a blessing to her. So.
I came to this door. I was having like my highest day, and the husband came to the door, showing the cookbook. He said, "Oh, I'll get the wife," and went and got a wife, and she came to the door, but he stayed there watching on, and just wondering, sussing out what I'm doing, keeping an eye on me. But anyway, I must have showed the cookbook, and then I showed A Peace Above the Storm too, which is Steps to Christ, and it's freedom from worry, guilt, and fear. And she goes, "Tell me how that book's going to give me freedom from worry, guilt, and fear." I'm like, oh, great question. So I, began to tell her just how I saw it, and that, I felt that the closer we are to God, the more, freedom from those things we will have. And she agreed, and so I said, "Oh, do you mind if I just read a little bit from a chapter?" And read just a beautiful paragraph, few sentences from the chapter in prayer, and she was just hooked. She goes, and she started tearing up when I read those words, and she said, "My father passed away just a few days ago, and I'm really struggling with my faith in God, and you came right at the right time." And she looked at her husband, sort of saying, "I'm gonna, let's get this book." And the husband thought, "Oh, you're done." And she goes, No, I want the book. I'm going to get the book. You can either give me money or I'll go get it myself." So he reluctantly pulled out $20, and yeah, she helped out, and she just knew that I'd come for. She goes, "Thanks so much for coming," and yeah, people just know that you come, right on time, and that it's a divine appointment.
So do you see yourselves doing this for the rest of your life, or do you have new initiatives you'd like to step out into? You've developed some useful skills. Do you see them leading you somewhere else?
Yeah, well, we first started out doing Bible work, and I remember saying countless times that we could do that. That was just such awesome work, we could do that for the rest of our lives, and then we didn't even think of canvassing, but that's just how God's led. And yeah, I could say that today now, that I could do canvassing for the rest of my life, and whether it may not be in the capacity we're doing it now in the same form, like we can all be canvassers. We don't have to all go door to door, but we can all carry some form of literature, sharing of Jesus' love, and share that with others, whether it's just a little tract or a book to a friend or whatever it is.
So from your experience so far, do you have any thoughts that might be helpful to other people who want to step out and do something for God?
Make sure your relationship with Christ is first and foremost, because without that, it's no point trying to share anything. If we don't have Jesus living in our hearts, it's no point. We're not going to be sharing anything worthwhile.
Share what you don't have.
So definitely keep living up to the light that you've been shown, and what you've feel convicted to do by God to do it, and step by step, God will just keep opening up doors. And if anyone's interested in getting involved with literature work, spreading God's beautiful message through literature, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely not for everyone, a full-time job going door to door, but it's definitely, we would have never thought that we were suited for it either until we tried it. So it wasn't a very comfortable experience to get out there first, but God kind of just nudged us along nicely, and here we are. And I can honestly say that I love doing it. It's not the easiest work, but it's definitely so satisfying
Yeah.
and something that just grows your faith, because you're on the front lines. You're constantly seeing miracles happen in front of your eyes. You know, so definitely recommend it. Whoever's
So Andy, either you or Tim mentioned that you're getting ready for another road trip,
That's right.
and you obviously invite people to come along, but if there are people viewing this who would like to be part of one of your road trips at some stage, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they could go to the website, the Eastwood website. That's where we're at Eastwood Missionary College. That's where we're based at the moment.
Yep.
Volunteering there, and the website is eastwood.edu.au.
All right, thanks very much. So we hope we might have sparked some more ideas for people who would like to step out and do something for God. And we thank Andy and Tim for sharing their experience with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
Thank you.